Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about 9.6 recursive formula. So using recursive formula, a recursive formula allows you to find the nth term of a sequence by performing the operation on one or more of the terms that precede it. So the recursive formula, we're always talking about the one before. So to find the first 5 terms in the sequence in which a sub 1 equals 5, and a sub n equals -2, a sub n minus 1 plus 14 if n is greater than 2. So the given formula tells me a sub 1 equals 5. So that means the first term is 5. So when we're doing a sub 2, when we substitute 2, we get a sub 2 minus 1. And this means the answer before. So a sub 1 or a sub n minus 1 always means the answer before. So our answer before was 5, so we do -2 times 5 plus 14, which is 4. So now that we know a sub 2, we can find a sub 3, because in our formula we're going to do a sub 3 minus 1. So that means a sub 2, so the answer from a sub 2. So we substitute in 4, we get 6. Then we continue that. So a sub 4, we take our answer from a sub 3 and put it in for the a sub n minus 1. So a sub n minus 1 always means the answer before. So for number 1 here, we have to always, for recursive, you always have to be told what the first term is. So then we know a sub n equals 3. A sub n minus 1, and we know n is greater than or equal to 2. So when we're finding a sub 2, it's going to be 3 times a sub 2 minus 1, and this means the answer to a sub 1. So a sub 2 is 3 times -4, which is -12. So then when we do a sub 3 is 3 times a sub 3 minus 1, which is the answer before, which is -12. So a sub 3 equals 3 times -12, which is -36. A sub 4 equals 3 times the answer before, which is -36, which is -108. And a sub 5 equals 3 times -108, because again, it's times the answer before. So that's -324. So our first 5 terms are -4, then -12, -36, -108, and -324. So now number 2. Again, we're going to do this formula. So to find a sub 2, we're going to do 2 times a sub 2 minus 1, which is really a sub 1. So that's 2 times 5, which is 10. A sub 3 is 2 times a sub 3 minus 1, which is the answer to a sub 2. So that's 2 times 10, so that's 20. A sub 4 is 2 times a sub 4 minus 1, which is the answer to a sub 3. So that's 2 times 20, which is 40. And a sub 5 is 2 times a sub 5 minus 1, which is the answer to a sub 4. So that's 2 times 40, which is 80. So our first 5 terms are 5, 10, 20, 40, and 80. So I want you to pause and I want you to do 3, 5, and 6 and come back and check. So number 3, I did a sub 2 equals a sub 1 minus 6. So a sub 2 is 2. Then a sub 3 is a sub 2 minus 6. So I did 2 minus 6, which is negative 4. Continued that. So my first 5 terms are 8, 2, negative 4, negative 10, negative 6. Number 4, I did for a sub 2, I did a sub 1 plus 13. So that's negative 32 plus 13, which gave me negative 19. Then a sub 3 is a sub 2 plus 13. So that's negative 19 plus 13 equals negative 6. Continue that. So my numbers were negative 32, negative 19, negative 6, 7, and 20. Number 5 is a little more complex because it's a sub n equals negative 3 a sub n minus 1 plus 20. So when I do a sub 2, it's still negative 3 times a sub 2 minus 1, which is really just a sub 1. So that's the answer. So that would be negative 3 times 6 plus 20. So that answers 2. So now when I do a sub 3, it's negative 3 times 2, which is a sub 2 plus 20, which gives me 14. Then a sub 4 is negative 3 times a sub 3, which is 14. So it's negative 3 times 14 plus 20, negative 22. So that gave me 6, 2, 14, negative 22, and 86. So I want you to pause, and I want you to do 6, 7, and 8, and come back and check. So my numbers for number 5, my first 5 are 6, 2, 14, negative 22, and 86. And if you need to, pause the video and check out the work. Number 6, the numbers are negative 9, negative 7, negative 3, 5, and 21. And 7 is 12, 14, 18, 26, and 42. We will do the last 3 in class tomorrow. Now we need to talk about writing recursive formulas. So complete the following steps to write a recursive formula for an arithmetic or geometric sequence. Step 1, determine if the sequence is arithmetic or geometric by finding the common difference or common ratio. And we're going to write the recursive formula. So if it's arithmetic, it's just a sub n equals a sub n minus 1 plus d, where d is the common difference. And geometric is a sub n equals r times a sub n minus 1, where r is the common ratio. Then you state the first term. You must state a sub 1 and the domain for n. Our domain most of the time is going to be n is greater than or equal to 2. So for number 11, we're going to write the recursive formula. So first, I'm identifying if it's arithmetic or geometric. Here I am subtracting 6 each time. So that means it's arithmetic. And my common difference is negative 6. So a sub 1 equals 22, because that's the first term. So we're going to do a sub n equals a sub n minus 1 minus 6. A sub 1 equals 22. And our domain is n is greater than or equal to 2. So if we look at number 13 then, here we are multiplying by 3 each time. So that means it's geometric. And our common ratio is 3. So again, it's a sub n equals 3 times a sub n minus 1. A sub 1 equals 5. And our domain is n is greater than or equal to 2. So I want you to pause, and I want you to write the equations for 12 and 14. So number 12, here it's arithmetic because we're adding 5 each time. So our common ratio is 5, our common difference is 5. Therefore, our equation is a sub n equals a sub n minus 1 plus 5. A sub 1 equals negative 8, and our domain is n is greater than or equal to 2. 14 is geometric. Our common ratio is 1/3. So our equation is a sub n equals 1/3, a sub times a sub n minus 1. A sub 1 equals 243, and n is greater than or equal to 2. So I want you to pause, and I want you to do 15 through 18 and come back and check. So 15, it's arithmetic, so d equals 17. So it's a sub n equals a sub n minus 1 plus 17. A sub 1 is negative 3, and our domain is n is greater than or equal to 2. 16 is geometric. Our common ratio is negative 2.5. So a sub n equals negative 2.5 times a sub n minus 1. A sub 1 equals 8, and domain is n is greater than or equal to 2. 17 is geometric with a common ratio of 4. So it's a sub n equals 4 times a sub n minus 1. A sub 1 equals 7, n is greater than or equal to 2. 18 is arithmetic. Common ratio is common difference is negative 21. So it's a sub n equals a sub n minus 1 minus 21. A sub 1 equals 73, and the domain is n is greater than or equal to 2. And we will do these last 4 in class tomorrow. That is the end of our video. If you have any questions, please ask tomorrow in class.